Cheers, boys.
Hey, thank you guys so much.
Cheers.
Yes, sir.
And Brendan, honestly, man, thank you for letting us do this and hosting us all week. This might be your new podcast studio. It should be.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I mean, they say I have a face for radio.
Hell
That's
yeah.
good.
And Drew, this guy's the talk of the town right now. He's got the 929-pound Blue Marlin. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Stoked to hear about this story. And I got a lot of questions for both of you guys because I go to Big Rock a lot, and this tournament's a little bit different, I think, the rules-wise, I think.
Yeah.
So you guys landed this fish, and you're in first place in this category, Blue Marlin category,
yeah.
right?
Right.
So how's it work out? If somebody gets a bigger white, are they technically in the lead now, or?
Yeah, well, I guess for the species, and a majority of the money goes towards the white marlin
Because it's a white marlin tournament.
Exactly, but it's
There's still plenty of money out there.
Yes, there is, and it's a little stressful looking at that number next to your name, and you're with the best anglers, boats, captains, mates in the world, and it's like there's a lot of good talent out there, and
Dude, so you said this earlier. This is your first tournament up here?
First tournament. I'm not really. I enjoy.
Come on now.
I enjoy fishing. I'm not that serious of an angler.
Okay.
My buddy who's on
You
the
are
boat.
now.
Yeah, look, my buddy who's on the boat with us and standing right there, Daniel. He takes his 23-foot center console, 70 miles offshore out of Virginia Beach, and
Yeah.
I'm like, you're crazy, but
Bob Beachers
here's
do
to
that.
you. But no, I've kind of grown up around the water. My dad, this has been a bucket list thing for him to do. He's turning 70 this year.
Rad.
He's gonna kill me for saying this.
He was
but
on the boat too?
He's on the boat with us.
Hell yeah.
70. I thought you were the dad. He looks younger than you.
Yeah, but he's got that mustache.
Yeah.
That's what everybody recognizes him with.
I know.
So
the
yeah,
feeling.
it was his thing, and I said, Dad, if you want to do it, we'll try to get a group together, and we've got an awesome group of fishermen and my sister, fisherwomen.
Awesome.
But actually, the boat we're on, they deserve all the credit.
What kind of boat?
It's a Spencer.
Okay.
Name's
Come
Barbara
on.
B. out of North Carolina. Hunter Blout's the captain. Awesome guy, and then the two mates are just fantastic. Hunter Stetson.
They're out of Atlantic
Tucker
Beach,
Stetson, yeah,
right?
and AJ Rizzo. I mean, those guys are phenomenal, and
Shout out to all those guys.
Yeah.
for sure. No, they get all the credit. They're
for sure.
working their tails off.
So tell me, I mean, I've marlin fished a few times. I'm not real big into it. I do a lot of spear fishing. But tell me about so you guys landed this fish quick.
We did.
Tell me the whole, break it down.
It all happened so fast. I mean, we'd gone through a nice rotation. I think might be out of line here, but my buddy Jimmy, we hooked up on a white first. Daniel out here got a blue that we released. Other buddy Drew hooked up on a nice dolphin. I think that's still leading the scales right now. That was a beautiful fish.
So you guys are in the money right now in 2 categories.
We are.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, the mahi too.
So it was a beautiful bull dolphin. And then it was just my turn, and we're kind of just chilling. And next thing I know, AJ and Tucker are like, get in the seat and strap in.
Yeah.
They hand me the straps, and I was so nervous I strapped myself in, not the reel.
For real?
Yeah.
You didn't click it to the reel.
No, I was like, I'm like, what, So he's like, no, hook the reel in. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. So next thing I knew, the fish was kind of like right off the transom of the boat.
Did you guys pitch something at it, or did it come up and bite? What did it hit?
It hit a mackerel off the port flat.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So off the flat line. So it was a close bite. Did anyone see the fish come up and just maul it? Or you don't even know?
I don't even know.
That's okay.
I'm sure they did.
Dude.
No, your adrenaline's going.
Yeah.
Like that.
When
Yeah.
a blue hits on a flat, it's usually like a 10,000-pound bowling ball dropping out of the sky because it'll just explode.
Yeah.
Like it's radical.
See, I've only gone once, and
Yeah.
we got a nice blue out of Wrightsville, and
Yeah.
it dove down deep.
Yeah.
And I feel like, we fought that thing for a while, but I feel like once that happens, it's screwed. So I've never experienced this. So you guys have it hooked up, and what was it, 14, 15 minutes? So,
Yeah, it was
929 pounds.
Yeah, until they grabbed the leader, it was that, and then the real fun started with trying to wrangle it into the boat, and that's when she really started to put up a good fight.
Yeah.
So.
I've heard of this before, and explain this better to me, because some of these fights go for hours and hours and hours. How do you land a fish that big, that fast? And there's a lot of people listening that have that question.
Yeah. And it's okay if you really don't know the answer.
I honestly don't know. It was like 14 minutes, but to me it felt like 30 seconds. And now when I look back, it seemed like 7 hours. So
Is there any footage?
There is some footage. Yeah, the captain has it on his iPad.
We're gonna have to snag some of that.
Yeah. And I know they were very particular about releasing any footage until you turn that over to the Motzkos and the committee to make sure everything is legit.
Right.
Which, Aaron, one of the things too about a blue marlin, as you would think, a fish of that size and that caliber, this is the first time in my life I've ever heard of someone catching a fish in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like sometimes a mahi can take 20 minutes, for God's sake. So, I have a similar circumstance when we caught a marlin. It was in the Hook Big Fish 2 years ago, fishing on the Whiskey Kilo. I had flown in on a red eye from ICAST, and this is when COVID was going on, and it was,
I remember that.
it's just a junk show. And my flight got jacked up through Charlotte. I was supposed to go to Philly and then fly into Salisbury. So the flight gets jacked up. They drop me in Baltimore. There's no shuttle flights from Baltimore to Salisbury, and that's where my car is. So we get to Baltimore. For whatever reason, there's not a rental car to be had.
That sucks.
And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm 3 hours away. I have to be on a boat at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's like 9 o'clock. So I call JoJo, the captain of the Whiskey Kilo, my best friend Zeb Zebley. He's one of the guys you'll see in all these books. And, we have a group that we always fish with. And I'm like, dude, I need someone to come get me. Like, I can't get a car. I call my wife, and I'm like, hey, man, like, how much is an Uber? Like, I don't even have Uber on my phone. Like,
Is this during White Marlin Open?
This is for the Big Fish, which is it's the week before the White Marlin. Now, here's the tricky thing, too. It's the second year I started my brand, but it's the first year that I'm now the presenting sponsor of the White Marlin Open. So the week before, the Big Fish is hosted right here at MR Ducks. My neighbors, the Lewises, own MR Ducks. Great people. Probably one of the funnest bars right here in Ocean City, and that's where the tournament's hosted. The guys that own the Hook brand, they all used to work with me at Under Armour. So I have my little brand just kicking off, Pure Lure. I mean, I got some hats and tees and stickers and stuff like that. So I'm like, we want to win this tournament. We just want to get to the scales. So we fly in, land in Baltimore. They set up an Uber for me to come back. It's 3 hours away, so it's not, you live up that way. So it's 2.5, 3 hours away. It's 9, 10 o'clock at night, getting the Uber, coming down 97 before you get to Annapolis. Tire blows out. Freaking, I'm just like, get me home, man. Like, I'm texting my dudes. They're like, bro, people are staying at my house. I'm not even home yet. And they're like, dude, are you going to make it? I'm like, I'll freaking walk there, man.
Yeah.
So the guy, we pull over, guy doesn't speak a lot of English, doesn't know how to change a tire. And I'm not exactly like a NASCAR dude myself. So like I'm down there wrenching, getting the tire off, tire won't come off. I call my friend Zeb. He's like, sit on your ass and kick the tire like 3 times and it'll loosen up like the bolts where it is. Or the bolts are off, the lug nuts, and the tire comes off. We put a tire on. I mean, there's fishing stories, but there's a story just to get here. So now this dude gets me to Salisbury, where my car's been for a week. Dead battery. I'm like, you got to be shitting me, man. Like, I'm just looking for people. Like, hey, someone's got to give me a jump my car. I get to the house at 1:30 in the morning.
You got to be on the boat by probably, what, 3?
3,
Yeah.
probably 3 a.m. I can't sleep.
Oh, I can never sleep before tournaments.
Ever. So now I'm just like, dude, it's 1:30. I just go to the boat.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's sound asleep. I'm sitting on the back of the boat. Like, you get a rando dude walking by. I'm like, hey, man, what's up? And so finally crash out on the way out, and we get out there, lines in the water. And this is an overnight tournament. So you're in the water.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, lines in at like 8, and you can fish till the next day till 3.
That's sweet.
So we fish all day. You deep drop at night, fish the next day. So anyway, we get a couple tunas on. We get some mahi. It's like, day's pretty good. And everyone's like, dude, if a blue marlin hits, Brother B's in the chair. And I've caught blue marlin before, but never in a tournament. And in Costa Rica, caught a monster fishing with Burro Gonzalez down there out of Los Sueños. So I'm like, I'm in that freaking chair, and I will fight to the death.
Yeah.
So this whole 14, 20-minute thing, man, when I heard this, and then I heard that he's like really great friends with one of my nephews, I'm like, I got to meet this guy because I got my ass kicked by a blue marlin. So anyway, we're out there. We have, all our spreads out. Looks beautiful. We have a tuna rig set up on a 50 wide, and it's out, 100 yards. big Blue Marlin piles on this thing. And everyone's like, get in a chair, get in a chair. So I'm in the chair. I fight this thing for probably hour, maybe 90 minutes. We get it right to the side of the boat. We got the leader. This thing's about 15 feet down. Again, I'm in a chair, so I really can't see anymore. My friend Zeb's sitting there holding a big flying gaff. Zeb's 6'5". Like, he's a monster of a man. And he's a great angler, great fisherman. Brad Clark's on the, he's got the leader. So, like, we've got the fish, but we're not in a release tournament. This is a kill tournament. Biggest fish wins. So everyone's like, hey, pat me on the back, like, dude, you did it. Because, like, it's right there. We just needed to come up about 5 feet. And it's still green like yours. So he's, like, giving us the middle finger and saying, I ain't coming up yet. And I'm thinking, like, dude, I'm going to win the tournament before my first White Marlin Open tournament, which the fun behind it is then they'll have to use me for all their paperwork for the next year. So all this stuff's going through my mind. I don't say a word to anyone. I'm just praying to Jesus. I'm like, please, man, let us get this fish. So anyway, thing goes back around the corner. Brad's kind of walking it, doing the thing. Guys are up top videoing. I have footage of this. I'll show it to you today because it's mind-blowing. So, everyone's like, how big is a cap? He's like, I think 600-700 pounds, and these guys have been on the water for 50 years. Like, they can kind of tell when that fish comes out of the water.
You kind of have to know, or else you look like an idiot when you come back to the scales. Right.
Bingo. But with a blue, in the White Marlin, so some of the rules, in the White Marlin Open, it's got to be 114 inches.
Okay.
In the hook big fish, I think it's 104. So those fish, they used to have it where it was a certain length and weight. For the Blue Marlin now, it's if it makes length, doesn't matter what weight it is. Because if the thing's 114, it's big. And your guys was like 132 or something.
Yeah, I think 130.
Like, it's when we heard the measurements on the boat, because we're all, we're like a couple little church girls. Everybody's talking and hitting each other.
They need to put the radio on live. Could you imagine if all could listen to the radio the whole time? That'd be pretty cool.
What's rad about, let me off track here, with Starlink, it used to be when it was all live on radio, the shit that you heard, like, it was.
No, you don't want to hear it.
You don't want to hear it, man. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. But now with Starlink, everybody kind of lays low and you're texting and you can live FaceTime and stuff, which is pretty rad. But so anyway, we have this fish on the back of the boat for 45 minutes. And I'm done. Like, we have the leader. The boat was in like a 4-foot sea. So, like, you'd rock a little bit. When it would rock down, I'd crank down 5 times. We'd rock up. He'd take it back. And it was just like a chess match for.
So he's diving. Yep. Because that's what I don't, like I said, I don't marlin fish, but I heard, you want to keep that thing up to the surface. You want to keep it jumping. Mm-hmm. Because if it dives, you're on a long fight.
Yeah.
How the hell did you guys keep it up the surface though?
I honestly do not know. It dove a couple times. Hunter backed the boat down and we were able to get him back up. I really don't know. Yeah. I haven't done this enough to know. Like,
okay, yeah. I have no idea
I've
either.
caught sailfish in the Keys. This is my first marlin of any species. So it was just totally.
Here's another thing. A lot of people are asking right now, because in Big Rock there was a fish this year that got hit by, I guess, a shark. I don't know what but they DQ it when it's that situation. A lot of people think that your fish was mauled by something, but I was just from a gaff, correct?
Yeah, I think it pulled 2 gaffs out of it, actually. Yeah.
Dude, I want to see this footage because I can't imagine. This thing's right by the boat, probably flipping the hell out.
It definitely was.
When you gaff a blue, it's basically giving you the middle finger, and it's gonna freaking tear out of there.
Do you harpoon them?
No. In the
why not?
So in the tournaments, it's against regulations to use a dart.
Okay.
So you have to use a flying gaff. And so what's rad is the gaff, when you gaff that fish, it'll pull apart and then you tie it off on a cleat. So you think it's going to kind of hang there. But when that fish is like still got plenty of juice left, she'll take off and it ripped through the back.
Yeah. It was wild.
Some of the things too, what you were mentioning about Big Rock, because this has happened a couple times. I fish Big Rock every year for the last 5 years. We missed this year, but 2 years ago there was someone down there and they came in and that fish had a giant gash out of it, and
that's like a heartbreaker.
Looked like a bite, and it's $3-4 million at that time. So it turns out that it was hit by a shark, or some other species. So what it is a fish they say it's mutilated. If that fish has been hit by a boat prop or the side of the boat, now they're saying that fish cannot fight the angler fairly.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people, and we heard all the chatter too, that, oh, that fish, look at the big gash out of the back, and guys are already trying to DQ it, themselves.
I could see that with the prop. That could be, the captain's error, but or the angler, whatever situation is. But the shark thing, man, I mean, you're gonna get controversial here because I dive a lot.
Yeah.
The shark population is insane right now.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like the potential issue.
Yep.
Now you're gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna start a whole argument here with certain people, but it's insane.
Yeah.
You can barely land tuna anymore.
Yeah, when we fished in Florida, I mean, we caught 6 sailfish and only got 2 to the boat.
Yeah.
Like literally, we were doing a trip right out of Palm Beach, and you're only 10 miles off the beach, and you're like, there's this many sharks. 10 miles, like you can see people jogging on the beach.
That's frustrating.
And sharks are just mauling the sailfish.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did you guys have those issues?
I was worried about it, but we didn't see. I mean, I've had it before out on boats, but I mean, worried about it, but there was not a shark around.
Yeah.
How stoked was everybody? That might be me. Was everybody flipping the hell out?
It was pretty wild. You guys were talking about being on the radio. It's probably a good thing that the that it wasn't, because there's some colorful language going around, and then had the headset on, so I could hear the skipper up on the bridge. I could hear the mates. They're all talking to me at the same time, and then the rest of the crew is all like kind of coming through on the mates' boom mics.
Yeah.
So they were like, and then I could hear the people in first, right first person. So I had like a complete headache after it happened. So like, who do I listen to?
Yeah.
Who's saying what? It was chaos. Yeah. And then it was it was mayhem.
So then after you guys land that fish, you haul ass right to the weigh-ins, right?
Well, yeah, we hooked up. I think it was around 2:30.
So you're almost done.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we by the time we had the boat and the fish and secured, it was pretty much time to head in anyway. So
Now it does have an effect, right? If you something happens and let's say the boat loses a motor or whatever, and it slows you down. That fish, if you don't have that thing cold, right?
It can drop some weight.
Yeah.
For sure. Now going from 925 to 920 probably isn't too bad, but it can make a big difference. Last year there was the guys Rob Skillman on the Real Bills or More Bills. They had like a 894, which was massive, and the very next day like a 897 came out.
Wow.
So
that sucks.
It's insane. Now again, these guys are great captains and anglers, and there can be a lot of heartbreak in this.
Is this fish? Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought I read something. This is the biggest fish since 2008.
I know that Moscow's announced something that it's in the top 5 biggest blues ever caught in the tournament.
It's something like that.
Dude,
which again, this is like I'm in awe of this, and because again, I've been fishing this tournament for years. I've been here since 1988. To hear this story, and none of this is to be like a jab. It's like, this is awesome. Yeah. This is what makes it so special. And talking to you yesterday, it's why you'll come back. Like you'll probably fish this tournament now till you can't. And
now he's gonna go fish that Big Rock, Beach Haven, all these now.
It's either that or it's I hang up the fishing rods altogether and just say that was the best thing that's ever happened. I'm not gonna repeat it. So let's just like Ray Lewis winning the Super Bowl and retiring.
Yeah. Man, I gotta get into it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not real into marlin fishing. I've gone a couple of times, but it seems like a good time.
It's a lot of fun. I will tell you this, that again, 14, 20 minutes getting a marlin to the surface it's almost unheard of. And in some cases, there's times a fish, he doesn't know it's really hooked. So it's just kind of
that's what happened?
It's honestly the only thing that I, not being around it every day, like these guys out here that do it for a living, but I almost don't think.
I mean, were you really fighting it for a little bit, and then maybe it just swam up to the boat and you had that chance to throw the gaff?
I mean, it was like a decent fight, but it wasn't what I expected. And also, I didn't know it was that big of a fish at the time.
Yeah.
Now looking back, I'm like, how I'm like everybody else. I'm like, how did that happen? But I've seen some of these epic battles with blue marlin. I know white marlin. We caught a white marlin earlier in the day that took longer to.
I think, Aaron, too, when you hook a fish, like all the different species, right? It's like you hook a 50-pound tuna, it can dump the reel two or three times.
Yeah.
It'll start to surface. Once you get it up and it kind of starts seeing that there's light, it'll basically burn off and take off again. So, again, for me hearing this great fish story, it does seem like, the fish probably didn't really know he was totally hooked up, but there's also hats off to the captains, because I'm telling you, the captain plays such a pivotal role in getting the fish to the surface. Yeah. So like back to when we did this in the big fish, that fish was down 20 feet. We needed 5 to 10 feet, and that fish was coming home for a boat ride.
Yeah, then you got to be careful, like you said. You don't want that prop injury, too. You
don't
know what that fish is going to do.
You want to keep it off the outside of the gunnel and make sure that thing doesn't come under the boat. And, I've now watched our video 1,000 times.
Kind of studying it.
And, dude, like, where did we go wrong?
Yeah.
And it just wasn't our time.
Yeah.
And that's like a tough pill to swallow.
That sucks.
I know I shared this with you the other day, and I did this on a few other interviews after that. Like, when I played at Maryland, 84 to 88, I was a lacrosse player back in the day, and we were the best team in the country and number one.
Fear the turtle.
Yeah, right? Come on now.
My wife and I are Terps. So.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I knew I liked you guys. So I played at Maryland, and, we had the number one team, highest scoring team in Maryland history to that date. And we completely shit the bed against Hopkins, and we lost in the playoffs.
That sucks.
And they still talk about it. Every Final Four, if Maryland's in it, they bring up the 87 Maryland team. And so when this happened, and I did a couple of calls, and I have 4 brothers, and they were all great athletes, and they all called me and were like, well, dude, like, it's not that bad. And I was like, bro, this was 10 times worse than losing in the freaking playoffs, because this was worth about $800,000, And it's just that thing. You look back, like, what did we do wrong? What did we do right? But our captain, JoJo, the whole time, he's like, just get a little lift on it. He'd put the boat in neutral at times and see if it would just come up. And then when it would, he'd put it in gear. So then it would kind of keep coming up. But once he pop it back into gear, the thing would dive down again. So, and this was after he was we thought, done.
Did you guys have headsets? I guess I always wonder, like, why the hell they wearing headsets, but I guess that plays a pretty key role.
It's huge, man.
I've never been on both of them before, but it really helps.
Did it?
Yeah, it did. I mean, even with all the voices coming through, I mean, you can kind of, hone in on the captain, and you kind of like, I'm listening to that guy, and then, if he's not talking, the mates kind of knew when to speak up.
When the captain talks, like, everyone else's will kind of tone down a bit. Mm-hmm. So whoever's talking kind of loudest, and it's usually the captain.
Yeah, no. I've a lot of people always question why the hell they're wearing headsets, but it seems like it's pretty crucial.
Yeah,
if you have it,
it's super nice. We have it on our center console. We have a 43 that it's not a giant.
You had somebody up
maybe
boat on the tower or something.
Yeah, so Kevin will usually he'll move up to the tower, and he's kind of telling us, because he can see things too that even when you're at kind of ground level or water level, you can't see as well as him. Like, you could be fighting a fish, on your left short, and he could be like, dude, there's a marlin on your right long, something's coming in. So he can see it where everyone else is focused over here.
Is there a center console division? I'm sure there is.
Oh, yeah.
So can that center console compete against any they can compete against a sport fish, or they kind of keep it separate?
No, so there's separate categories, but you can place your bets in all of them. And I was thinking this, I should have brought it in, but I'll grab it here in a second, of all the different Calcuttas and try to explain kind of how that works. Because they have a small boat category that, like, our boat's 43. I think it's got to be
40 or under.
What is it?
I think 40? It's 40.
So 40 and under is technically in the small boat. But that small boat can also place money.
They can still win the pot, right?
It's happened. It's happened numerous times.
This is a couple years ago. I felt it was a terrible story, but there's a center console that got the biggest marlin in Big Rock. I don't know if you guys remember this. Yeah. And they didn't sign up for the right division.
Oh, that happens all the time.
Yeah,
bud.
okay.
Yeah, all the time. And it's look, man.
Dude, they got like I forget the size, like 600-700 pound.
Yeah.
And it was on a 30-something contender. Oh my goodness.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting about the White Marlin Open is you go to the website, you can click on the boat. Like, so we can click on your boat today, and it'll show us every Calcutta you're in. So right away, we had guys looking and going, oh, hey, well, they're not in for the 50. So I'm going to grab the sheet.
Yeah, grab it whenever you get a chance. Yeah. A lot of people have questions. A lot of people, want to fish it because I don't think they understand. Everybody's so hyped on the big fish that comes in.
Yeah.
But they don't see all the tuna that are getting weighed, and there's some good money in that.
Look, that's so.
And you got that other money. So how much money you add in plus your $1.2 million?
You don't even know.
I don't even know.
There's some
I
money.
think it's I think it's like around 50 for the mahi.
Yeah.
And then there's another boat that's got a mahi that's very close to it.
Do you guys get it up front? I know in Big Rock they get like, I gotta forget, it's like $500,000 for the first fish weight. Is there something like that in this tournament?
So not like the Big Rock. The Big Rock has it's called the Fabulous 500.
That's right. Yeah.
So whoever catches the first blue marlin that's
right.
500 pounds,
Yeah.
it's basically, this year it was like $1.5 million because last year no one caught a qualifier, so that money rolls forward. So it's,
this tournament's awesome though, man. There's a lot of boats, and you guys got to raise a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, what is there, over 300 boats?
Yeah, I think the number just under. I think it's 280 something.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, when it was the 50-year anniversary, we had 410 or 20.
Yeah.
Not to be, I can look it up, but it was over 400. It was the highest purse in history. It was over $10 million.
That's insane.
It's incredible, man. And look, I have to, give, big shout out to the Motzko family. They've been doing this for 52 years.
Tell me about them.
So Jim Motzko, he's the founder of the tournament. He's got two wonderful daughters, Madeline and Sasha. They've been working these tournaments since they were little kids in diapers. Like literally,
it's a grind, and I bet it.
they work, man.
Yeah.
Like I have to tell you, it's impressive to see what they do. Even though the tournament is 1 week, like it's a year-round job.
Yeah.
And these girls grind. They have their kids involved. Andy Motzko's got his son's one of the weighmasters, so it's a family affair. I think they can share some of the first tournaments. I think it was like if you won the winning white marlin, it was like $700 or something.
How old is this tournament?
52 years.
52 years.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
It's unreal, and I think what makes this tournament so special too, that you were alluding to a few minutes ago, is like there's been small boats that have won it. There's the guy that they interviewed live yesterday, Tommy Hinkle. Tommy Hinkle is the only angler in 52 years that's won the tournament twice. The angler.
I read that.
And he's a Calvert Hall dude. So
unfortunately.
Yeah, that's right, Loyola Calvert Hall. What's rad about this too, Aaron, is over the bridge, like these high schools, I went to John Carroll, which was up in Harford
there's a lot
County.
Of shit talking, huh?
Definitely. Like that's the first thing he said to you when you guys were on the dock. He's like, "Oh, he's a Loyola Don," so which is really cool too. There's more to this. He's really good friends with my nephew, who he went to Loyola, right?
Matt and I went from 6th grade through 12th grade together. We were in each other's weddings.
funny.
Yeah,
It's crazy. I didn't know any of this until I was over there on my skiff waving a big Pure Lure flag saying, "I'm going to pay your entry fee," because that's another thing.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. You still got to do that, right?
Yeah, oh, hell yeah.
This is the shirt I had on, too. I washed it.
Yeah.
So
anytime I've ever gotten the scales, I don't wash anything. I'll wear that shit for years, man.
You better frame that.
Yeah. Dude, put that in one of those shadow boxes.
hopefully it holds.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you still got what?
Still got a lot of fishing left.
Today's Friday. You still got. Well, you guys pushed it back because of the weather.
Yeah. So I don't know the count today, but I think it's like 10 boats maybe that are fishing today. Conditions aren't pretty. Like I was up at 3 o'clock this morning looking at all the buoy weathers, and it's like 6 foot at 7 seconds.
Yeah.
The swell in the intervals isn't that bad. It's the 20-mile-an-hour northeast wind when you're offshore.
There's that little system that's out there right now.
Yeah, and it's just fish are going to get caught, but it just makes it really difficult. When you're pulling a ballyhoo, it's like to keep that bait swimming nice in the water. It's really hard to do when swells are going.
How was it the other day? Because you fished on, what was that, Tuesday?
So I fished Tuesday. Was beautiful.
Tuesday's when you guys landed that.
Monday.
Oh, Monday. Okay.
Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We just got into town. I was so pissed off because we heard about it. And we're hauling ass over there. And I've never been to this tournament before. And I mean, there's nowhere to park.
There's nowhere.
So anyway, listen, if you come to bring a bike.
Yeah. Or a skiff. I go over by boat.
Yeah,
every
that
night.
was smart. I have a little whaler. I should have brought that.
Dude, you can use mine tonight.
All right. I might take you up on that.
You can.
But yeah, no, it's a cool tournament, man. I'm gonna try to come here every year.
Look, man. Once you see what's going on over there, it's really hard not to come back.
Yeah.
And again, back to this tournament, it's 52 years. It's one of the longest running tournaments, in the country. Ocean City, we claim it's the white marlin capital of the world because the tournament's here. I think again, what makes this tournament so special is, you have movie stars, rock stars. Michael Jordan's here. Everybody
Yeah.
gets super excited about, which is it's unbelievable. I mean, he's one of
right
the
over there.
yeah, he's docked right there.
Yeah.
His whole crew was in Pure Lure yesterday. They all
yeah, I
came
saw
over,
that.
which
Yeah,
was
yeah.
cool. He came. It was 3 years ago. He didn't come in the Pure Lure, but then he had dinner right over here at our Marlin Club. Couldn't be any more of a kind human being. I mean, he was gracious to everybody. We see him at the Big Rock every year, and it's funny because there's so many people that will, they'll write in and be like, "Oh, does he really fish? Does he really love fishing?" It's like anything that dude does, he does to win.
Yeah.
And I saw him at the Big Rock 2 years ago. We were eating at a place called the Beaufort Grocery Store, which is the best restaurant down there.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like the food down there is great. The people are
It's
awesome.
impossible to get seats there. You have to book ahead.
Yeah. And so we went in. I was fishing on the Kilo Charlie with Howard Lynch was our captain, and Chris Kinsley from Kinsley Construction. He owns the boat. As you guys can see, I'm trying to give everyone shout outs.
Oh, yeah. They're probably really appreciating this.
If you guys need any construction, Kinsley Construction. All right. But Burrow Gonzalez, he's one of my closest mates. He's this dude right here on the back of the book. Costa Rican guy from Los Sueños. It's
Hell
so
yeah.
funny. We made this.
You get people from all over the world come to this.
Yes, and that's kind of what I'm going to get to.
Yeah.
It's like there's some of the best fishermen in the world that come to this tournament. Boats come from everywhere. Guys from every part of the country. But then a lot of these boats they'll fly in private teams from Venezuela, Costa Rica.
I saw that, yeah.
And Burrow comes up every year. He's one of the best guys on the back of the boat. It's just incredibly funny, to be on the back of the boat. But when you see that guy in action, it's silly, And again, that's where you go back to the captains and the mates. It's these guys really know what they're doing. I kind of joke everyone and say, I'm the worst fisherman on the water, but I love it more than you. Mm-hmm. And it's really neat because coming from the surf industry, which you're privy to.
Yep.
I worked for Billabong for years, and we had a sunglass company called Von Zipper, and
it all connects.
Yeah, and it all connects. But when you go into a surf shop, and the stores are really great, but sometimes you get a little bit of an attitude. You go in, and if you don't rip in the water, you can have the kid behind the counter. He kind of treats you like a kook or something. In the fishing world, if you like fishing, you're automatically accepted.
There's a lot of awesome tackle shops. I'll give shout out to Intracoastal Angler by us.
The best, dude.
Yeah, they're very nice folks, and they'll if you have any questions or you're just getting into fishing, dude, they'll sit there in that hour with
For
the store
hours,
and show
yeah.
you around and
Yeah.
give you a whole tour.
Yeah, so those guys, fun fact, because my son Trevor went to UNCW where
Yep.
you graduated from, right? And I used to sell surf product to all those stores down there. And when I started Pure Lure, I was coming home from a journey from Florida. And I stopped there, and, the location's just insane.
Yeah.
And I went in there and said, "Hey, I've been emailing you guys for like 3 months, and no one's hit me back, and I just wanted to get a face in front of you, And they couldn't have been cooler. And they're like, "All right, cool, let's." So I'm showing them product in the parking lot, and we wound up not, and I've done this shit a long time.
Yeah.
And at 50 some years old, I'm like, I'm still freaking dragging T-shirts out of the back of a truck, but
You got to go in there, man, and just.
It's unreal.
Do you ever go down to North Carolina much? I mean, the boat's out of Atlantic Beach.
Actually, when I first not to fish, but I was almost gonna go to UNCW.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Small world.
I changed my mind at the last minute, but
I should have went to
wanted
UNCW. I wouldn't be so sour about losing in '87.
But no, not much. So.
Yeah.
Well, out of Wrightsville, it's really good. You got to run a little further than Moorhead, but it's been this year and the previous year, the blue bite off of Wrightsville has been really, really good.
Yeah.
Very consistent.
Yeah.
And I love it, man. I've been living there for a while, and it's a lot of fun. And we go and dive. I was telling you earlier that frying pan tower.
Yeah.
I do a lot of spearfishing, and it's so fun out there.
Yeah.
And if anybody is listening and they want to go spend the night out there, you can pay to get out there, and it's an experience you got to try.
Hold on, stay the night and go spearfishing?
You could spend the night up there, and what you do, like for example, I would take you out there.
Yeah.
One at a time, we hoist you up, and then after that, I got to go moor the boat up.
Yeah.
And then swim across. I don't do it by myself anymore. It's sketchy as shit. And so now he's also got a winch system too that can pull me in if the current's bad.
Yeah.
And there's sharks everywhere. In the evening, it sucks. But
Yeah.
But then we spend the night out
I'm not
there.
doing this.
Yeah. Like,
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Forget, like, once you get up there. And
he'll drop us off. He can swim.
yeah, exactly. That's what, he had a jet ski, and they blew the jet ski up, which sucks. But,
Yeah.
but
Who
then
owns it? Is it
So his name's Richard Neal. He's a great friend of mine. Awesome guy. He bought it at a government auction, I think in 2008. I could be wrong. Yeah, he bought it for I think $80,000.
No kidding.
But it was totaled. Like there was bullet holes, there's beer cans everywhere. People were like, no, it was gnarly. and he cleaned it up a lot. And he's been raising a lot of money. And besides what he's done and restored it, that guy, every summer, it seems like that place saves a life or two. Because
Really?
you can relay radio transmissions faster than anything else out there. Yeah, it kind of sucks up IR. I mean,
Wow.
you have to relay either from a lot of times it's usually a Navy ship or somebody else that's fishing out there to if there's somebody under stress. So, yeah, he's been, I think, a couple lives so far. He had a missing diver. This is a crazy story, and we're actually going to have him on the podcast. He went missing, and it was drifting for, I think, over a couple miles. And he saw the tower and dropped his dive gear, swam over to that, climbed his ass all the way up to the top.
Wow.
Now, Richard posted about this, and Richard said that he always usually locks that place. Like, there's like a little hatch to get to the belly, which the belly is to get you up in the tower.
Yeah.
And he said he's like, for some reason, I guess I just forgot to lock it that last trip. Wow. And so he was able to get up inside and call the radio.
That's crazy.
So now Richard has like a little like ditch kit almost, if you will, like with a E-per, radio, all that stuff, like underneath the belly.
Wow.
So, but it's such a cool place, man. It was an old Coast Guard station.
Yeah.
I've always been fascinated with it just by looking at the pictures and video. I think probably your videos.
Yeah. Oh, we did a whole tour on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's, dude, if you guys ever want to go, let me know.
All right.
So it's an experience you got to have when they turn the lights off at night and just the Milky Way's right there.
Well, I'm going to come down and do that, but then you got to come up here and fish with us.
So yeah, man, get me on a boat. I want to fish a couple of times beforehand. I've only gone like once or twice at a Wrightsville. Like I said, if the weather's good, I'm going diving.
Yeah.
I love freaking diving and spearfishing, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, back to that, putting you on a boat, like these tournaments, we fish all the time. So it's like last year you were mentioning about like the bluefin bite. So like the bluefin tuna last year, they were 10 miles off the beach. Like it was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Guys in Jersey were catching them from the beach.
I saw a picture.
Guys in the Outer Banks were catching them from like the Avon Pier.
We had it one year where they were right off of where was it? Figure 8. They were pretty damn close.
Yeah, and they're fun, man. So most of us believe these fish have been here for a long time, and we've just been like rolling right past them to get to the canyons.
Yeah,
and then finally we saw a lot of bird activity this year. This was like October through Christmas. It was insane. Like, I mean, every boat that would go out, like you'd get your under and then your over, which was 48 to like 72 inches.
Yep.
And I mean, these fish they're massive.
They're
monsters. And then I fished out of Oregon Inlet with Willie Zimmerman on the Rochambeau this year. I had my son Ian with me, my buddy Zeb and Kevin, and the whole group of cast of characters. And we caught the second largest fish of the year for his boat. It was like 680 pounds. And it's cool. You back into Wanchese, and they do the whole thing. They pull it off and they take the sample, and it was rad.
They do. A lot of people also, we have a huge following, so there's a lot of people who have no idea about fishing at all. And there's a lot of like people like, well, what do they do with the marlin? What do they end up doing with it? What I was told, they actually do donate it.
Food bank. Right.
Yeah, so we have a food bank here. So that there's the guys over there that are cleaning all the fish. It's called Catch and Carry.
Yep.
Which, by the way, they're also outfitted by Pure Lure Fishing.
Hell yeah, man! You're all over the place.
Dude, they're great, man. They've been shopping here for years, and they came in just last week, and they made their shirts, and they're like, "Hey, man, we want to get some shorts," and I'm like, "Yeah, let's hook it up," and we try to do it at a real fair, reasonable price,
man,
and
that's
take
awesome.
care. I mean, I think one of the biggest attributes of our brand is like the give back component for me has been like integral in our branding. We do things for Diakonia, the homeless shelter here, and addicted, and anybody we can help, we try to like help.
Yeah.
Almost to a point that even downstairs the girls yell at me because I'll get emails to sponsor like a girls wiffle ball team in Texas, and I'm like, fuck, give it to them. What do they need?
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's great.
Same with us, man.
I know you guys
especially locally too. You got to support your local community.
Yeah. Yeah. And so for this tournament, if you want to hear a fun one, like, you know, when I was at Billabong for years, then I was at Under Armour. I got tapped on the shoulder with Kevin Plank and Kip Folks in 2011. And I got a call from Kip Folks, he was a Maryland lacrosse player after me, and Kevin was a football player when they launched Under Armour. And I didn't know those guys, you know, and they didn't know me. We knew all the same people. And so I'd get calls from guys saying, look, dude, you got to go work for Under Armour. And I'm like, I'm living in Carlsbad. Like, I'm surfing and like I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
And I got a call, and I'll never forget it. And the guy, you know, it said Under Armour. And I thought it was like a spam call. And I answered, and he goes, is this Brandon? And I'm like, no. I'm like, this is Brendan. I'm like, who the frick is this? And he goes, Kip Folks, Under Armour. And I was like, what?
That's how you got involved with
Yeah. And he's like, hey, man, we want to meet with you. And I was like, all right, cool. And I was flying out to meet with Dick's Sporting Goods for Billabong. And it was pretty funny because, like, I mean, we've been together for a few days, and you guys saw me. Usually I look half homeless, you know. And
Got the old truck out there.
yeah, my 72.
Yeah, it is sweet.
So I flew into Pittsburgh, and I'd been dealing with Dick's Sporting Goods for a while, and they lost my bag. So I was traveling in a pair of, like, you know, jeans, you know, Vans, slip-ons, and a white T-shirt. And I'm like, damn. And I got in at like midnight, so I didn't have time to go get clothes. So I showed up at Dick's Sporting Goods the next day, and I was always friendly with the ladies at the front desk, and we'd send them popcorn and stuff. So they were joking because they're like, huh, you dressed up for the appointment. And I'm like, yeah, I'm wearing the same shit I had on last night. And so I got the call from those guys, and they said, hey, why don't you come down and meet us in Baltimore? So I rented a car, and I drove from Pittsburgh down.
No flat tires.
No flat tires on this one. You're coming to it. You're getting comfy. And
It's
yeah,
weird.
Do we have him
yes.
Is there any more in there? No. Oh, if there is,
Yeah.
shout out to Dogfish too. This
Yeah.
is a new beer.
Dude, the Dogfish brand is pretty insane.
Sam's a legend, man.
Yeah, he is. So anyway, I show up at Under Armour, and I'm wearing the same shit. Like, I'm in a pair of Vans, jeans, and a T-shirt. And the girl that was at the front desk, her name was Allison Bastinelli, and I still remember her to this day because she was awesome. Went to College of Charleston. Knew Matt because that's where my cousin went, or my nephew. And she's like, "Oh, you're the Billabong guy," you know, because I had hair down to my shoulders, and you know, no way I should be interviewing at Under Armour. And I go in and I meet with Kip, and he's like, "Hey, man, I run the outdoor business." Kip's a legend. Like, I mean, literally, Under Armour was a locker room brand, and the dude was like, "We're gonna do hunting and fishing," and like, I've met a lot of cool cats. Like, I've never met anybody like this dude. Like, he is just, if he wants to run through a wall, he's gonna, like, you want to be behind him because he will knock it down. And so I met with him, and it was like 15 minutes. Just sat across from him. We exchanged pleasantries. He was like, "Hey, man, I want you to work here." I'm like, "Doing what?" Like, you know, he's like, "Wow, we want you to run this category and be involved, and, you know, you're kind of cool guy. We'll get you involved."
How old were you?
2012. So what year is it? 2025. So it was 12 years ago.
I feel like that's when I graduated high school.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm the oldest guy in the room by far. But, so anyway, he basically offered me a job on this, like, literally on the mark. And I was like, "Hey, man, like, I make X." And he was like, "Fuck it. We're in." And it took me a year to commit. Like, I literally came home and I was like, I don't know that I want to really work there. It was pretty cool to meet everybody, but, like, I don't know that I want to be in Baltimore. And, you know, I'm from Maryland, born and raised. You know,
It's not that bad, Baltimore. Come on.
Yeah.
Drew, what do you do?
So
I'm gonna grab that sheet.
Yeah,
with
do
all
it,
the,
please. I want to.
We gotta explain some gambling.
Yeah, no worries.
Because we still got one day left.
I work in the funeral business. I sell caskets to funeral homes.
Okay.
So
What this is a question I was gonna ask. Like, if this holds, what are you and the whole crew gonna do with the dough?
I don't know. We're not even there yet.
Yeah,
you know,
I know.
It's
I know,
like,
that was probably a little too early.
There's a lot of, like I said, there's just a lot of good, great boats out there, and
Yeah.
you know, we're just it's humbling just to make it to the scale. I mean, the friends we're fishing with and my family on the boat were, you know, we're just like, we can't believe we got to Harbor Island with the mahi, you know, and then and then we catch the blue, and it's like, it's very humbling. You know, my mom was a school teacher, and growing up, we'd always try to come down this week anyway. She was getting ready to go back to school, so it was kind of like one last hurrah for summer. And just remember, going down to the inlet, watching the boats come in. And I grew up on the water in the Upper Chesapeake Bay. So just always been, like being around water, like being around boats. So just to fish, it's humble. Just to make it to Harbor Island's like, dream come true. And
and then look at this.
And then, like, your name's on the website. I mean, it's incredible.
On the website, dude, it's all over the news, all over the East Coast.
Well, I mean, it's just, and we couldn't have picked a better boat. It all just kind of fell into place. Buddy Daniel out there, again, mentioned his name. He's kind of the one that found the boat. He's in a hunting club, and the captain of the boat.
Where's Daniel?
Club. Get in here, Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel, come here.
He's got to tell the story.
We got an open seat for a second. How are we doing on time here? We good? All right, we're good.
You got to tell the story about like how it all came to fruition, because we've been talking about it for years, and
yeah, it all came together really fast. I just went out on a hunting met these guys hunting. Colin Hula and the Hula gang down in Charles City, Virginia, and one of their members, Robbie Brown.
Okay.
Went fishing with Robbie on his Viking, and just got to talking. It's like, I know some guys that really want to do the white marlin. We've talked about it for a couple of years, but just had a hard time finding a boat. He's like, well, I might know somebody. And within 10 minutes, got a text back on Starlink. Here's the guy's contact information. Talk to him. Come back, talk to these guys, and gosh, within 2 or 3 days, we're signed up.
No way, that was that quick.
And this was like a month ago. About a month ago.
Yeah, it was about a month ago.
Holy shit.
I think Hunter on the Barbara B, he's like, I got to have an answer.
Yeah.
And pulled the trigger.
Is this your first tournament?
It's the first tournament, yeah.
That's badass, man.
Can't-
How fun's it been so far?
Oh, it's been an experience.
Yeah.
It's like Drew says, very humbling. It's
Yeah.
just to catch a respectable fish to bring back to the dock was a goal, and
Meet some
we
good
had
people
that
along
with
the
the-
way, huh?
Oh yeah, that's what's so cool. You walk up the pier, and other mates and captains are shaking your hand and saying, like, it's cool. And
Yeah.
it's boats you've seen, in magazines, and you're like, wow, it's awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Just FYI, Daniel is not from Baltimore with that accent.
Where are you from?
originally from Atlanta, Georgia, but grew up in Dayton, Virginia,
Okay.
and currently live in Grottoes, Virginia.
Okay.
And so I'm the outsider.
Did you grow up fishing?
Grew up fishing. My grandfather had a boat on Lake Sinclair down in Georgia, and gosh, some first memories fishing, going out with my dad and granddad and friends, crappie fishing, and
I love it.
when we moved to Virginia, of course, Shenandoah Valley's big for trout fishing.
Yep.
So I could ride my bicycle, to go trout fishing. Seems like that's all we did when we had seasons at that time. And now it's open season year round. But yeah, as soon as the day I got my driver's license, that's all we've done is hunt and fished.
Well, how long have you been into bill fishing?
It's I've got a group of buddies. We go offshore. Try to go at least once a year, sometimes a few more, and normally tuna fishing, but every now and then you hook into a billfish. And so I guess I caught my first blue 3 or 4 years ago. That was on the end game.
That was about the time I did.
Outer Banks. Yeah,
What an experience, man.
it's awesome.
Hey, well, like I said, let's hope it holds.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, and you are fishing, you said, on Sunday?
Looks like Sunday, I think.
Still up in the air, but Sunday's looking pretty good.
Yeah. You guys going to kind of just go for the same kind of attitude going after it, or?
I think we're all in.
Yeah, you're all in now.
The crew on the boat, Hunter, AJ, Tucker, they're just A+.
Tell you, next, we'll have to meet up again, man, and get them all on this,
They're a great group. I mean, we really lucked out.
Hell yeah.
It's been fun.
You going to do it again? We'll see. We'll see. Let's wait a second here.
I guess we need to talk about it.
Listen, man, I appreciate it. Let's break down real quick before we wrap it up here the Calcutta that way, because there's a lot of people that want to join, like maybe do this tournament next year, and they don't realize, like, hey, it's doable. It doesn't matter. You don't need a bunch of money to compete. I mean, you need a handful of money, but
You need a little bit.
But there's more opportunities than what people think.
Yeah, for sure. So this obviously shows I have a problem. These are from all the tournaments. I pretty much save every registration, everything that we go across where we bet. So when you do these, so Aaron, the way to explain it is this sheet here. So this is an entry form for the White Marlin Open. Okay. So believe it or not, to just enter the tournament, it's actually fairly affordable. It's $1,700.
Yeah.
So like if you look in the top left corner, this was for this year for our boat, which because of the weather forecast, we actually backed out. So we were on a 43 Everglade. It's a boat called the Side Piece. Kevin McCabe's our captain. The boat's a monster, but the forecast was really shitty.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's probably one of the worst forecasts for a tournament we've seen in 20 years.
How do they let you back out once you already?
So if you're registered, like your entry fee is paid up front, but you can pay it Saturday or Sunday when you're joining. You don't pay any of your Calcuttas till the Saturday or Sunday. Mm-hmm. So if that entry fee, if we decide not to, fish, we just lose that entry fee.
Okay.
And to be honest, I don't know if they roll it over or not for the next year. They might, but I don't want to say they do if they really don't. But so we have a number of anglers. So you'll see in the top left, we kind of budget $6,000 for 3 days.
Okay.
And that $6,000 is for the boat, the fuel, the bait, and food. So the guys that are listed below, our boat will keep 20% if we win any money at all. Mm-hmm. And then all the gentlemen that are listed, Kevin, Russell, Brendan, Victor, Doug, Todd, Cooper, these are guys that they all want to fish with us, and then they put in X amount of money. So some boats, when you guys fish, there might be only 4 guys on the boat, and let's say it's $100,000, it's $25,000 a man.
Yeah.
It's split completely equal. And the reason that is there's certain boats that say, you might only want to put in for $10,000, you're in for 25, then I'm going to come in for 35. I'll cover your difference. But in some cases, there's people that say, we want to keep it completely equal because if we win $1 million, well, you got to have an experience of a lifetime. It only cost you $10,000.
Yeah.
And you and I paid 25 or 35 or whatever. There's other boats that are like, hey, I don't care what you put in, just we want you on the boat, and we'll figure it out percent to total. So anyway, that's kind of how it works for the guys. But where the real kind of strategy comes in, and this is the entry form. So in your guys' case, you would say there's all these different levels, and it starts at level A and runs all the way down. So level A, it's $500, and this shows last year how many boats. So we had 309 boats. So 77% of the total boats got in this Calcutta. So there's 82,000. Level B, it's 1,000. 307 boats. There's $191,000. And I'll just go over this category. Then there's a $1,500, 296 boats. 2,000, 274. So now it's $500,000 there. So then there's a 5,000 Calcutta. This pays out 50% goes to the heaviest White Marlin, 30% goes to the second place White Marlin, 20% goes to the third. There's $1 million in that Calcutta. Then we have a $10,000. This is winner take all. 175 boats got in that. There's 1.5 million. Then they added a 20,000 winner take all. So for us, if in your guys' case, you'd say, hey, we want to be in that, it's $20,000. 175 boats, or 107, there's another 2 million. Okay. One more Calcutta, this was added 2 years ago. 37 boats out of 309 got in it. There's another 1.6. So now if you catch the heaviest White Marlin, all the winner take all, you get all of it. But these other Calcuttas, the way it breaks out, if you're in the 500,000, 15, 2,000, so now you got like $4,000 tied up, 30% of that money goes to the heaviest white, 30% goes to the heaviest blue. Okay. So if you guys are in those Calcuttas, Johnny Duffy currently is sitting in first for the white, and he is in all these Calcuttas.
Yeah.
100%. And again, you can log on and you can check each boat and see what they're in and what they're not.
So if they go tomorrow or on Sunday and get a bigger white,
you can clean up. You can clean house, and then it continues down, where then there's another $100 for the heaviest White Marlin, 270. It's like $25,000. Seems like peanuts, but like it's only $100. So of course you're going to get in that.
Yep.
So for like in our case, we were in pretty much every Calcutta except the 50,000 and 20,000 for this year. This was on the boat that we wound up not fishing.
I see it now, yeah.
So your total cost for the boat was $6,000. Your entry fee is $1,700, and then we were in $44,000 worth of Calcuttas. So you add all that up, it's $52,000, and then it's basically divided percent to total by the number of guys on the boat. So some guys could take a half share, which would be $4,300. A full share is $8,700, and then we had one fella that was going to take a share and a half, and he was in for $13,000. So you'll see the percent to the right of that. If we were to win $2 million, he gets 20%. The guys that are in a half only get 6%, and the guys that are in for a whole share only get 13%. So the other thing that most everyone does, everybody that's on the boat, you sign this piece of paper before you get on the boat.
Yeah.
Because guys have short memories when you win $4 million of like, hey man, so, and again, I don't know how much you're in for or not, but it's hopefully you get some sort of payday.
Well, and I will say it's a little tricky being the first time doing it. But our captain kind of talked us through and said, hey, this is what species we're gonna be targeting. You maybe don't want to be in some of the tuna just because we're going for billfish, and makes it a little easier. So
yeah.
I'm assuming most good captains are gonna kind of work it through.
So you were all in for most of the billfish.
I'm giving you a shout out.
Oh, he gave a bunch of people shout outs.
So hold on, but this is a legendary shout out for any people that are out there in the world. How many people do we hear right now or listening to this thing?
It depends. It's usually starts out around 5,000 people and kind of thins out, but
So some of our closest friends from Annapolis, the Kelly family. So I'm from a big Irish family. You know this.
I do.
So I got 4 older brothers. There's like 15 grandsons and a couple girls in there too. The Kellys out of Annapolis. There's how many of you jokers?
80 grandkids my parents have. There's 12 of us.
Yeah.
Holy
and these guys are legends. And they also hang around legends. So John Riggins was a legendary Hall of Fame running back for the Washington Redskins when they won the Super Bowl. And he comes down and enjoys Ocean City and the tournament. And he loves Pure Lore, just letting you guys know out there.
We come to while we're here.
Make sure you tell them that was in the last century.
Well, damn, I'm sure you fish, huh?
He says last century, but let me tell you.
We're going to have to get him on the podcast next.
If we wanted to hand him a 32 dive up the middle, he's going to run your ass over. I can guarantee it.
And if he's going to get on, I'm his agent, so we're going to have to talk about it.
But yeah, these guys, the Kellys come down and, they fished in a tournament before. Steve hit me. His brother was my roommate in college, Chris Kelly. Then they've got Brendan Kelly, used to own the Baltimore Bayhawks. And I mean, it's an amazing family. And again, I always have little stories with all this because I thought I was from like an Irish mafia family until I met these guys. And I was like, holy shit.
It's such a cool group of people in
Great.
This town right now, man.
Yeah. And so
it's really my first time in Ocean City.
It's pretty rad, man. And like, I'm kind of the mayor. So if you guys want to, whatever you want to
be
do.
a mayor.
No politics for me, man. Yeah. But if they look deep in my background, I'm in trouble. But when Steve and Chris called and said, hey, we're going to bring Rigo down and, we have a big Prevost. Is that what it is?
It's Winnebago.
Whatever there. I know nothing about this shit. Like, I drive a 72 pickup.
Yeah.
And they back this thing in. It's like $1 million tour bus. It's sick. Like, I thought like the Eagles were here.
You got it here right now?
We didn't bring it this year.
So here was the kicker, though. He pulls around back, and like my building is obviously pretty old. We redid the whole building when I purchased it, but they own an electrical company. It's like, Hans, like you don't even have outlets. So they sent a team down the week before and like redid my entire electric panel just so they could bring the bus here for the building. And Rigo and Steve sat out back because his brothers and all the rest of the animals, they didn't want to stay over with those guys, so they stayed over here at Pure Lore.
We were the only two there, weren't we?
You got pretty messed up for just 2 of us.
Yeah.
That's another thing. This town, I mean, if you're not into fishing, there's plenty to do. There's
oh my God.
a lot of partying. And
there's great
restaurants.
restaurants.
A lot of good vendors. Awesome place like this. You guys have a killer sale going on.
Yeah.
What's the one that's right down the right here? Sunset.
So
that's been a killer place.
The Godowski family owns Sunset. They own the Shark, Mickey Finn's. Just the restaurants they own. It's incredible.
Yeah.
My buddy, good friend of mine, Buddy Tralla, he runs that place over there. It's fantastic. Surf shops in town. You got Quiet Storm, Malibu's on 8th Street, K Coast, Assateague Island Surf Shop. Like all the guys that own the stores, they're all, authentic, core
there's
guys.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, man.
So.
And Hey, the one thing I do want to share too, and I know guys are aware of this, but tonight we're going to be live over at the White Marlin Open tonight. I'm going to be interviewing over there.
What time does that start?
6.
Okay.
6 o'clock. We're actually taking our boat over. The side piece is going to kick me off there. And then we're going to announce tonight at 7, we're doing a drawing where we've had this thing going where.
Oh, is that the one I donated to?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
you did.
Yeah.
So you spend $100. You're automatically entered in this drawing. I think there's like 4,000 entries, so it's really great. And then we're going to give away $5,000 worth of product. So it's $1,000 from Pure Lure, $500 from Qualified Captain, DeKine fish bags, Shoddy's restaurant.
We did one of our trauma kits in there too.
Dude, please. Yeah. But we've just Shoddy's kicked in, the Reel In kicked in, Velation outerwear kicked in, Extra Tough. You know, because a lot of times people do these promos and it's like, hey, wear our stuff to the scales and, you know, we'll send you $100, which is very cool.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this is the biggest fishing tournament in the world. I don't want to half-ass it.
Yeah.
So we've got that going on. And then the main one that everyone's talking about is if you're wearing our performance shirt, short sleeve or long sleeve, we're paying your entry fee for next year. So right now you're in for the blue, which will be $1,700, which, you know, I think it's a fun way to just get guys, hey, you're in
Guess
the
we're
shirt.
doing it, you know? If it holds up.
Yeah, if it holds up. But I'll say this, like doing this long enough, like there's fish out there, you know, there's so many,
easily.
there's so many fish stories, but I mentioned Johnny Duffy, like, you know, Johnny, he's my neighbor, lives right across the street. Hands down, you know, he would never say it, but he's one of the best fishermen in the world. You know, he's a super humble guy. He's been, you know, fishing his entire life. Decided he's going to start his own company, and he, you know, Duffy Boat Works.
That's right over here.
It's right down the street.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's like a 5-year wait list to even get a boat.
I want to go tour that place.
I can set it up for you
Yeah, we
tomorrow.
should. That'd
you
be
know,
cool.
but it's just they're an incredible family, and you know, he in the Mid-Atlantic 2 years ago, he splashed his boat on like a Monday, and fished the tournament. The last day of the tournament, there were 2, I think it was an 800 some pound and like maybe a 910 range Blue Marlins, like on the board. Like everybody's like, this shit's over. That dude goes out on the very last day of the tournament and catches the biggest Blue Marlin in Maryland state history.
Don't tell them that.
It's crazy. And he is fishing.
Can happen.
But you know, what's really cool about it is you know, no one ever thought like anyone's going to go out and target Blue Marlin. Let's shift gears and just focus on tuna.
I didn't
There's
know that.
money in tuna. There's money in a mahi. But that dude went out and targeted Blue Marlin. Another example for these Calcuttas, and I'm probably running on here, but this is really strategic. If you're in the $50,000 Calcutta, right, and there's no white marlin caught, and that $50,000 is white marlin winner take all. If a white marlin is not caught, it rolls downhill.
Okay.
So Willie Zimmerman on the Rochambeau, which is a Pure Lure sponsored boat, Nick and Rusty Schreiber, the owners of the boat, these guys are characters. You know, Willie's dad's been fishing for 100 years, and the guy is the greatest dude in the world. Whenever we fish tournaments, he'll come out in like a red, white, and blue bikini bottom, and he throws $100 out like this and does a marlin dance. It's insane. And he'll post it, and he's like, "This is for Pure Lure, Brendan." I'm like, "Don't say my name, man. Don't say my name." But so they were in the $50,000 Calcutta. There was not a white marlin caught. There was not a qualifying blue marlin killed. So he went out and targeted tuna on the last day of the tournament and caught a big eye tuna, and they won $1.7 million for a tuna. Shit. So, dude, it's insane how strategic it is to put your chips.
There's a lot going on.
There's so much more, man.
It's thank you for breaking all that down, because there's still a lot.
I probably butchered half of it. But for the most part, that's how it rolls.
It's a good summary. There's so many people asking that question.
Yeah.
It is really kind of confusing, but you break it down like that, it helps.
Yeah, when you see it on paper and someone
That's what I was
sits
gonna
and
say.
tells
Maybe
you,
we can get a copy of this. I'll share it on
no,
no, of this, of the entry.
Okay.
Yeah, no, not of this.
Look, and if anybody wants to donate to Pure Lure, like for this habit I have, you feel free. Or just buy more T-shirts and hats, man. But yeah, it's super interesting. It's very strategic. And like, so real quick, for the boat that we were fishing on our 43 Everglade, we were technically going to just go target tunas. Like, because again, there's the best white marlin fishermen in the world. You can still win the tournament if you're lucky enough to run over that fish. And that's what I was saying. There's guys that have won this. Tommy Hinkle has won it twice. He's a math teacher at Stephen Decatur. He used to work at the Alaska stand when I had a surf shop. One of the nicest people in the world. Like, they didn't have Starlink. They didn't have Omni. They didn't have a Seakeeper. He was technically in a small boat outboard.
Yeah, we're kind of a little lucky now.
Yeah. I mean, just what's available to, fishermen, it's pretty insane. But it's not to say that you can't run over that fish and you're showing him what he wants to eat right then and there.
Yeah.
So it's really, really cool. I don't even know how to use the sonar. Like,
Look at the dog. There he is.
Here she comes.
Well, guys, this has been a great episode.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I hope it holds, man. Let's 6 o'clock, right?
I'll be over there at 6 o'clock.
Okay. If we're still live, 6 o'clock, you're gonna give away the raffle.
That's going to be at 7, but I'm doing the interview over there at 6.
Okay, at 6.
The White Marlin Open.
Okay, cool.
And I will say I got to say one more thing.
Yeah.
Willie Zimmerman said, I sent him a note. And again, this guy's great. He's one of my closest friends. And when I sent him the note and a picture of you and said, hey, man, he's wearing Pure Lure. And what do you think, Cap? Is it going to hold up? He said, hey, I know I don't know him yet, but just tell him to enjoy second. Like, that's what and you would appreciate it if you saw him because he's fun. But,
That's hilarious.
I'll say this in most sincere manner. Like, I hope it holds up. I mean, I think this would be the greatest.
Great.
It would be one of the greatest fish stories in history for it's 52 years. And this has never happened like this. So I hope it holds up strong, and I hope you get tons of money and continue wearing Pure Lure.
It's been a blast regardless. So
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
just pulling in there, like I said, growing up, coming down here, kind of being around the scales through the inlet, getting to be on a boat while you do that was, dream come true. And with a great group of friends, a great crew on the Barber Bee. Those North Carolina guys, they're amazing. So
I
it was
commented.
unbelievable.
I was like, NC, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much, man.
Woo.
Hey,
Cheers.
cheers. Brendan, thank you for hosting, man.
Always, brother.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey.